Well, for the video.
Oh, okay.
She is.
Well, my name's Mark, Rex's cousin, and the first time I met Rex, I was in 6th grade. His parents came out to California, and we did the Disneyland thing, and Magic Mountain, Colossus. Anyways, over the years, I've become a musician, and I play and write music, and it's one of the main things I do. And going back to 6th grade, my parents sent me out to Texas, and I stayed with Rex and Guy for a couple weeks, and they had gotten a drum set, and Guy was playing the drum group, the "Don't Bring Me Down" from ELO, and he taught it to me, and I fell in love with playing drums. And I remember Rex you would play on kind of one of those kind of roads.
Fender Rhodes.
Fender Rhodes, yeah. And I loved it. That's what spearheaded my interest in music. So I have you guys to thank for that. Although I didn't get a drum set when I got home, the parents would have nothing to do with that. It was the guitar instead. Little did they know. Yeah, that trip out to California. You guys made out to California subsequently. Our trip out there in 6th grade was really what kind of got my music career going. Probably wouldn't have gone in that direction without that excitement we had out in Texas. And it was great to hook up with you again 15 years later. We played at a couple of coffee shops. And
we kind of put a gig together. We were playing around.
Yeah.
Playing around LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Around business anyway.
Yeah, it's been great.
Band goes here.
These 15-year cycles, and we've been able to hook up again, and the last few years, and we've been praying for you a lot, and I still think you have a lot of life left in you.
Yeah, I'll just have to know how much Mark has been a rock, his family, over the last couple. Here I go.
It's okay.
But over the last couple of years, as I've been going through this, Mark and his family have been there in a huge way, and I have a blast every time I come down and stay with y'all and go out in the desert and go off-wheel driving and shooting guns and and doing all kinds of crazy stuff that
That's desert life, by the way.
Desert life. But it's always just like a great time, and
Awesome.
it means a lot to me. And we're not done yet.
Oh, hey, brother.
Where in the desert is this?
Apple Valley,
Oh, okay.
out close to
Joshua Tree?
Joshua Tree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's beautiful out there. I got
Halfway point from LA to Las Vegas.
And before they sold the house, I got the chance to stay out at the Ranchero. His father's Ranchero. I call it Ranchero, which was great. It was just totally isolated, totally desolate. Joshua trees, and it's in the middle of the deserts. And actually, I made when I was out there a couple years ago, not long after I'd been diagnosed, and on a solo journey out into Joshua Tree, and I made a commitment then that no matter what was going to happen, whatever my path was going to take me, that it was going to be a spiritual one, and that wherever it was taking me, that I committed myself to a spiritual path. That that I knew that I was an eternal being, and that there's all kinds of words that should come out now that would say exactly what I'm feeling, but yeah, I made that commitment there, and I renewed that commitment regularly when I come back down to Los Angeles, when I'm able to go out in the desert and spend time in the desert, and then I come in and I spend time with Victoria and Michelle and Sam, and they open their house up to me. And yeah, I'll just have to tell you that, just briefly, like, this is one of those kind of, you know, call it like coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence, but everybody, first of all, everybody here, you have to know that we all know is because of Facebook, right? Say what you want about Facebook, but we are all here sitting here right now because of Facebook. If not for Facebook, we would not be here. Even you.
I wouldn't know anything about my brother if it wasn't for Facebook.
So after being out of touch with everybody for like 15, 20 years, and one of the first people I found on Facebook was Victoria, and I was coming back from Josh. I was coming back. Let me rewind so I can just tighten this up and say what I want to say succinctly. Is that it was November 2010. I had just been diagnosed. I was diagnosed on a Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I had made plans to come down to Los Angeles to see Victoria and to meet Michelle and to meet Sam. I'd made that plan a few days ahead of that. So, and then found out I had cancer. Hadn't told anybody. I got on a train on a Wednesday. Drove down, took the train down. Got off the train. Got picked up at the train station by Victoria and Michelle. And came back to the house, and it was like literally like after 15 years, like, what are you doing? What's up? What's going on? She's like, you know, how come you haven't won any Academy Awards or something? You know, or maybe not, but you know, or Oscars or something. And I was like, well, you know, I kind of lost the plot on that, but it was. But my point is, it was like kind of what's going on with you? What are you up to? And so she told me, she says, well, actually, I'm a reverend now, or I'm in ministerial school working on becoming a reverend, and I'm with a group called Agape, and we're all about basically, and I'm doing a terrible job of encapsulating what was said, but basically she said we're all about spiritual healing. We work with cancer patients. We help people get well. We teach people how to like heal themselves. I mean, she was telling me this, and I'm sitting there going like, okay, can I just tell you that just yesterday I was diagnosed with cancer, and so I just thought, obviously I was there for a reason, and my path had brought me there. Very, I mean, how weird is that, you know? That you find out you have cancer, you go to see your friend you haven't seen in 15 years, and she tells you that she's working and tells you that cancer can be healed through God, through prayer, through spiritual means, and which ties back into this path that I committed myself out in the desert, and I'm still on that path, and I'm not done. I am getting well. And I am well, and I have you all to thank for that. No applause necessary. We finally found a place to pause, but I'm still learning how to get well. I'm still getting well, but I can't say enough how much my family in Southern California has meant to me. Victoria and Michelle, how you constantly open your house up to me, and as frustrating as I have been sometimes, that you've just been patient with me, and Mark, you know, I cherish our time together. Pam left.
Okay, so the house moves